Hi everybody. In this video we're going to convert some numbers from different bases to base 10. And I want to start with base 5, converting the number 423 base 5 to base 10. In the previous video I expanded 423 in base 5, so we have 4 times 5 squared plus 2 times 5 to the first plus 3 times 5 to the 0. Now we're going to continue with that, and we're going to just keep going. So the first thing is 3 times 5 to the 0 is just 3 times 1. 2 times 5 to the first, well, 5 to the first is 5, so 2 times 5. And 5 squared is 25, so this is 4 times 25. Then we're going to do that multiplication. So we have 3 times 1, 2 times 5 is 10, and 4 times 25 is 100. Now, in order to get it in base 10, we're just going to add these numbers. So in base 10, we get 113. So 423 in base 5 is 113 in base 10. Next, I would like to do base 2. So again, this is the number that I expanded in the other video. And we have 1 times 2 to the 4th, but 2 to the 4th is 16, so 1 times 16, 0 times 8, 1 times 4, 1 times 2, and 0 times 1. And again, we're just going to do that multiplication. So this is 0, 2, 4, 0, 16, and we add these together so that in base 10, we get 16 plus 4 is 20 plus 2 makes it 20, 22 base 10. So while this is a nice, neat way of writing this number, 22, the computer understands this one so much better because computers only understand the on and off. However, notice that 8 and 16 are powers of 2. So that's why actually in computers, besides binary, they also use powers of 8 or base 8 and base 16 as some of their calculations. And that makes it a lot easier for it to calculate and us to write it without so much writing, because writing the number 100 in base 2 is huge, whereas writing it in base 16 is much smaller. So let's take a look at converting in base 8. So we have 634 base 8. Expanded, we have 6 times 8 squared, or 6 times 64, 3 times 8, and 4 times 1. So that's 424 and 384. And here we will just add these numbers together so that in base 10, we get 412 base 10. So 634 is bigger than 412, but it's not really any more writing for us. But the 634, the computer's going to understand a little bit better if we tell the computer that's what we're writing in. Now the final example is base 16. So remember, for 10 and up, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, we use A through F. And just as a reminder, if we were to hit 16, we'd actually go to, it would be listed as a 10 in base 16. But from here down, we are working on converting. So C times 16 to the 0 is C times 1, but instead of writing C, let's go ahead and convert that to a 12. So this is 12 times 1. 3 times 16, and A was 10, so 10 times 256. So we have 12. 3 times 16 is 48. And 10 times 256 is 2,560. And we can just add these three numbers together to get our base 10 version of 2,620 base 10. So notice that when we're working in base 16, we're actually using fewer characters to write our number, which is kind of handy. So I hope this helps you with converting from the different bases to base 10.